Welcome to the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tonya Michelle. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Make sure that you like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. My guest tonight is none other than Detroit's own musician, producer, arranger, Mr. Mark Mixx.
What's up? What's up?
Yes, welcome to the Artist Showcase.
Glad to be here.
Good. Gosh, you have been in this industry for so long.
Independently.
Yes, independently. Yes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about your journey. What it's been like. We're going to talk about pretty much everything. What inspired you, or what made you want to come into this industry?
As a kid, my daddy always and my mom always played music around the house, and I just always was the kid that laid by the speaker.
Yeah.
At the card parties and all that. So I just laid by the speaker and just listen to the instrument, listen to the arrangements.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, did you come from a musical family?
My uncle into marriage, but he always came to all my performances as a kid. A lot of people know our story. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife started in the band like 3rd, 4th grade together.
Oh,
She's my wife, so
Ah.
that was back in the early 80s.
All right.
And Dr. Teddy Harris.
Okay.
And he used to come to all our performances, and me and my wife basically were together all the way to now.
Awesome.
So, of course, I was adopted nephew.
Oh, that's awesome. You always describe your music as street jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everyone, what is street jazz?
Street jazz. I come from producing hip hop. I still produce hip hop.
Okay.
And when I ventured into the jazz world, I love all music, but I just didn't want my jazz to sound as smooth as what's going on. Or what I was hearing. I just want to put that edge on it.
Right.
So I called it street jazz, and I created that stuff. Started back in mid 2000s.
Okay.
That's when street jazz came about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. So it's not necessarily smooth jazz.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it got some tendencies. People can call it smooth jazz, but I don't consider it smooth jazz. It got that little edge to it.
Okay.
Jazz with an edge. How about that?
Right. Okay. For sure. And contemporary is all types of jazz too.
But it's all under the same
It's all
umbrella.
the same thing. Yeah.
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 It's all under the same umbrella. I don't know who came up with all these terms. But so I created my own term.
It's like hip hop jazz.
Street jazz.
Yeah, contemporary. Because I know jazz sounded a little different for me. I'm used to when I started listening to jazz, I started listening to like Miles Davis at that time. And then I started listening to folks more contemporary like Najee.
Right.
Then you got into the hip hop jazz like Jay Spencer. The late Jay Spencer. So, and so things are changing. They're mixing up the jazz and hip hop and things like that. So, yeah, it's a little bit of jazz for everyone, pretty much of all ages.
Right.
Yeah. And street jazz is just something that's probably been there.
Oh, yeah.
For a while.
Oh, yeah. It's been there for a while.
For sure,
it ain't going nowhere.
right.
Trust me.
So now you consider your music street jazz and not contemporary jazz.
Right.
It fits in a genre.
It's all under the same umbrella, but it's a different. To me, it's a different bounce. My jazz has got a different bounce. It ain't like I created this whole. It's all under the same umbrella.
Right.
It's just I put my little spice on it.
Right.
So.
Okay. One of my favorite songs that I wanted to play at the very beginning of the show and slipped my mind. I love Riding and Chillaxing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for the folks who are just getting off of work. They're sitting at home, they're relaxing or chillaxing.
Right.
And I love that song. The song reminds me of you're riding down Woodward
Mm-hmm.
with the drop top down,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Or riding down Belle Isle. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those songs. Can we listen to
Riding and
a little,
chillaxing.
yeah, a little bit of riding and chillaxing?
Let me see here. I'm making do a little something here. A little bit of riding and chillaxing.
Yeah. There we love it. Riding and chillaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What inspired you to do that song?
Oh man, that's when I was coming off my hiatus. I think that song came out in 2021.
Okay.
So almost a year and a half, about a year and a half ago, that's when it hit radio. It went to number 46 on the top 100.
Okay.
I had took a break from music because I lost my mom. I think we
Oh,
talked
wow.
about this before. And,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out what direction I was going.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was a big supporter
Mm-hmm.
of street jazz, and
Mhm.
everybody in the city know her from ballroom and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I took it kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, people that know me, I'm a cigar smoker. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in my garage smoking. It was about 3:30 in the morning, and it hit me.
Yeah.
So I always keep my studio equipment on.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran in the house and went inside the lab and came up with this groove, and then called my cousin James Gibbs, who played trumpet on it.
Okay.
He's out in Irvington, New Jersey. So I texted him 3:30 in the morning and said, "Hey, you up?" And he thought something was wrong. I said, "Something wrong?" I said, "Man, I gotta sing you this groove."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I got a groove, man." So that's what we went with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Riding and chillaxing.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's one of those songs that, that can just stay with you. It's not gonna grow old on you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's for sure. For those who are just tuning in, I am Tonya Michelle. This is the Artist Showcase. My guest this evening is Mr. Mark Mixx,
Yay.
producer, arranger, and musician. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. On all social media platforms, be sure that you click the like button, share, comment, and please subscribe. And again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Wow. What would you say is your favorite jazz musician? Who would that be?
Jazz musician?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's so many of them. Oh man, I would say jazz musician. I would have to say Donald Byrd.
No, why Donald Byrd?
I just always, as a kid, when I was laying by that speaker, my daddy always had Donald Byrd on. And I just always liked the trumpet sound, as you can see in here in Riding and Chillaxing.
Right.
In fact, my cousin was a student of Donald Byrd too.
Okay.
And so Donald Byrd, I would have to say he was one of my favorites. Got to give it up to George Benson.
Okay.
You got to give it up to him. And, Grover.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the greats, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of new cats I like out here too, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you first started doing jazz, were you worried about people liking your music, the
Absolutely.
new street jazz?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming from hip hop
Okay.
and stepping in some new territory,
Mm-hmm.
I got called all kind of words and that ain't music and this. I got called out. I said, man, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So when I assembled the cartel, the street jazz cartel, I in fact it was a benefit for my uncle, Dr. Teddy Harris. Before he passed, that's where I met a lot of my first cartel members.
Okay.
The seasoned cats, and I started bringing them over to my studio and started recording them, and then they wind up liking what I was doing. They said, "Hey, I want to be in your part of your group."
Right.
So that's how the Street Jazz Cartel basically started. So it's Mark Mixx and the Street Jazz Cartel.
Okay. Now, how many members are in the group?
12.
Oh, ooh.
Anywhere from 12 to 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sometimes we come out with 14. Sometimes we come out with 12. Sometimes we come out with 10.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I do remember watching you. Well, someone posted on Facebook. You guys performing at Shane Park.
Well, Aretha Franklin.
Right.
Well, we did Shane Park and we did
Aretha Franklin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still used to saying Shane Park. No disrespect to the owners, but yeah, I gotta remember to say the Aretha Franklin. But I'm Shane Park.
Right.
Old school. And I do remember watching that show. Someone posted on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh my God, so many of them."
Oh yeah, there's a lot of us.
You were playing with the Congos, I think.
I'm the percussionist. I'm the producer and percussionist. Yeah.
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 Now you've got to answer this for me.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between a percussionist and a drummer? What's the difference?
It's the same family. Cousins, your first cousins, or
Okay.
identical twins. They all in the same family.
Okay.
They both need each other.
Okay.
They both need each other, but you can get away. Like a lot of Latins, they don't have drummers.
Oh yeah.
If you notice that.
They're not. Yeah.
Sometimes R&B don't have percussionists. But if
Okay.
you got them both together, it's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We say like cousins.
First cousins. I mean,
Right.
fraternal twins, if you want to say.
Right. Wow. You started an independent label. I read in your bio, ISIS Style Music.
Yep.
How did that come about?
That's named after my oldest child. I have 3 daughters, and my oldest child, she's about 4 years old,
Okay.
and her name is Isis.
Okay.
And I just wanted, to start something after her, and so that's what I did.
Oh, that's good.
And still, I started back in 1999. Still going strong.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's go back now. So 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Mixx is out here. He's hustling, getting stuff. When you started, you didn't start doing jazz.
No, it's hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah, I put out 3 hip hop albums. Same way I do the Street Jazz Cartel. We were called the ISIS Style Family.
Okay.
So I had about 6 MCs at the time. I was the producer then, and that's we wrote like that. Went on tour and everything. Mm-hmm. So when we came back, everybody wasn't seeing eye to eye, which is cool. That's what happens, especially you come off the road. Mm-hmm. And then at the time, my wife was pregnant with twins, so I couldn't be moving and scooting, like I used to. And I was just at home, built my studio at home, and just started banging out jazz tracks.
Oh wow!
So that's when I started Street Jazz.
Oh, okay. Now, did you name that yourself, Street Jazz? Did you come up with that name? Oh, okay.
I did. That's 100% me.
All right. Right.
100%.
He said, "That's all me." Do you think a lot of artists that's out here now, well, even the artists that's been out here for a while, not just independent artists, they're kind of moving towards the independent part industry, and they're just doing their own label and just doing their own thing and not going to the labels.
But
yeah.
The majors. Well, I've always been 100% independent. Okay. I've never been signed to a label, and
Why is that?
I just didn't want to. I mean, if the talk's not right, what's the use?
Yeah.
So I mean, now with the social media world, and you can do everything digitally, get your distributor and all that. Mm-hmm. You can do everything yourself. I mean, but having that machine is what they call it. That major push, of course it helped. Mm-hmm. But if the numbers don't make sense to me, there's no sense for me doing it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'll just keep scooting along. I'm
keep
charting.
pushing.
you know, so I'm okay.
Yeah. So back then, though, we didn't have all the social media too. Back in the '90s.
When I was
you know?
doing the
Yeah.
hip hop, no, we did not. It was
Yeah.
a lot harder, and back then I wasn't computer savvy. So, but yeah, it was a lot harder. So the machine would have helped back then, you know.
Yeah.
So if they came to me back then, of course, you know, I would have, you know, pondered it and stuff like that. But you know, now, I mean, I'm putting out my 5th jazz album now, so
Ooh,
independent,
yes.
100% independent. So
Can I show everyone?
oh, this is the new
picture
single.
there?
Matter of fact, this is the new single called "Don't Want It." I don't know if they can see it. Here you go. I'll
see
let you
it.
show it. You know,
Mark Mixx, Don't Want It.
Don't Want It. It's called featuring Steve-O and Joe Del Rosario out of San Francisco.
Yes. And you know, Mark handed me this in the car before we walked into the studio. I get the first person to hear it.
It
and
just
listen
came
to
in
it.
today, matter of fact.
Yes, it is hot. I can't wait till it comes out. When is the release date?
The release day is May 19th.
Okay.
I like to work ahead.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I like to leave room for error, you know, in case
Mhm.
things happen. Because when you doing everything independent, you know, you gotta be on the ball. So
Yeah.
I always start every record I release. I always start 2 months early, far as that's post recording and mastering. When I get that master
yeah.
back in my hand,
Mhm.
I start 2 months. I put the release date 2 to 3 months out so I can get all the paperwork right and all that stuff.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, just stay ahead of the game.
That's smart. So for all you listeners out there who are independent artists and wants to become an independent artist, listen to Mark Mixx because he knows his stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's very, very smart. Very smart. We're going to talk about your journey a little bit more, but I do want to play another song. I gotta play another song.
You got it queued up?
Let's do you have Morning Rise?
We're flying it.
We gonna fly it?
I wish you have gave me the hands up. We're flying it.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties earlier, so yeah, we're gonna try to find the song "Morning Rise." If not, I got a few more we can pop on.
You got them in there.
Or you got a favorite?
Me? It's hard to say because I love all my music, but Ride and Chillax and this new one, Don't Want It, is probably like one of the top favorites of mine.
Okay.
You know? And it's just
It's a headbanger.
Yeah, it's a headbanger. I'm having a hard time finding the stuff, but
Let's see what you have pulled up.
nothing. Okay,
Shiny.
we'll go here since this is right here. You know?
Okay.
So we'll go. Let's go to Sunny Days. You know,
Oh yeah. There's a story behind that.
Sunny Days.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a story.
Yeah. That's hot right there. Now tell me, what was the name of that again?
Sunny Days.
Sunny Days. Ooh.
Actually, that was the first single to come off Street Jazz. The first song from the Street Jazz organization.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Now how did that song come about? Give us some. What inspired? What's the inspiration behind that?
this story here is crazy. Like I told you, when I started street jazz movement, I had just built my studio, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm banging out the tracks, and then I went to this benefit for my uncle, Dr. Teddy, and so I started getting numbers, telling him what I was doing. This guy, Johnny Barnes, shout out to Johnny Barnes, man.
Hey, Johnny.
He came over.
Mhm.
I told him, I said, man, I just got a groove, man. It ain't nothing spectacular. It's just a groove, no changes or nothing like that.
Right.
And so he got on it, and that's what we came up with.
Wow.
But the killing part is how it got out there, how street jazz really got out there.
Mhm.
Me and my boy mixed it, had somebody put a quick master on it.
Mhm.
I took it to the clubs, because I'm a street tester.
Right.
Took it to the club. I got there early. I said, hey, man, DJ Slice, shout out to him too. I said, hey, man, put this on. I got my studio. I want to see how my stuff's sounding
Right.
out the studio,
Right.
out of my stuff.
Mhm.
So he popped it in. He said, yo, man, I need to keep this. I said, man, it ain't ready. It's just a little demo. It's a little sticker on it.
Right.
And I let him keep it. I said, it's copyrighted. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, he took it to Tyrone Bradley. Tyrone Bradley took it to Foodie. At the time, it's 92.3. I met Foodie. I was at a DJ conference, and I went to the bathroom, use the bathroom. He followed me in the bathroom. So like, hey, man, is that your record?
Right.
I was like, yeah, that's mine. He's like, I'm Foodie. You know me? I said, the radio guy. And I said, my mom listens to you all the time.
Mhm.
He's like, man, I need it. You got it? I had one in my back pocket. I said, but it's a demo, man. It ain't. The next day, he had it on the air.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, snap. So I had to start just banging them out.
Right.
So then I started getting big opportunities like, with Michael Franks and, all the big heavy hitters. That's when I started hitting the big stages.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh, Michael Franks.
Mhm.
Yeah, when it gets to that point, you made it. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm getting ready to play Morning Rise.
I still ain't found it.
I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
well,
Finally
cool.
got it queued up. Finally got it queued up. So I'm going to play a little bit of Morning Rise. It's another one of my favorites. This Morning Rise is off of what CD?
That's our sophomore album, Cartel Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That went to number 55 on the charts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Morning Rise.
Oh, you can just pause it. 1 minute.
Morning Rise, everybody. Morning Rise. What inspired you to do that song?
Like I say, being in the lab, just knocking them out.
Mm-hmm.
I knew when that track came on, after I produced it, I said, whoa. I didn't have no lead guitar on it. I had no rhythm guitar on it. Didn't have no bass on it. I just had a solid groove with my percussion in it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh man, I got something right here.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I started putting the bass and, the live bass, live rhythm guitar, and live lead guitar, I said, yeah, there he is. Morning, wake up, morning rise.
What when you're creating what is that? Where is that creative space? You have your own. Is there a specific room or a studio
Mm-hmm.
you have? And we talked a little bit about that.
It depends on my mood. If I'm laying the foundation, you know, I got to be like amp because I still have that hip hop energy in me. You know, now when I winding down and dim the lights, that's when I'm laying my strings because I'm a big fan of strings.
Okay.
That's why Barry White is one of my favorite artists. And lights got to be dim when I'm laying the strings and stuff like that. You know, so but as long as I'm creating the beat, I gotta have that street feel in me. You know, I'm amp like that. You know, so yeah.
Gotta have your cigar though, right?
I don't smoke in my studio. I smoke in my garage.
Okay.
I got my garage set up like a cigarette lounge. So
okay. Ooh.
Yeah, I go out there and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The relaxing. That's your relax time.
Oh yeah.
And you can and some music can come to you.
That's
while you're in there.
We're riding and chillaxing.
Right.
I was out there smoking at 3:30 in the morning.
All right. All right. Guys, you just mentioned that you work with many artists: Will Downing, Dave Koz, Jill Albright. You work with.
And we shared the stage with.
You shared the stage with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
You know, I'm not one of those. I'm just like you here to do a job. I'm here to do a job. You know, if we chop it up, that's cool. And a lot of them chop it up with you. You know.
Yeah.
You know, for people who don't know what chop it up mean, kick it, conversate or whatever.
Right.
But my most memorable moment of conversation was Michael Franks.
Oh wow.
Him and Frankie Beverly. Them two guys were the most memorable conversations because you could tell it was more like, man, they really are chopping it up with me, you know. But you know, the other cats, you know, kicked it with them briefly, but in the meantime, I'm here to take care of business.
Right, exactly.
Let's do this.
Exactly. But you have to. I like artists that are open. You know, who are themselves still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't let the success, you know, take over. They still themselves, and that's what I like about you, Mark, is that you still you.
I mean, I don't know how to be me.
Off and on stage.
Yeah.
You know, you're a people person.
Yeah. My wife always say, boy, you just talk to everybody. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
I like conversating, having fun. I'm silly. I'm very silly. I love to laugh and have fun.
Yes.
Everything ain't got to be serious all the time. Now, when I get in serious mode, you know.
Right.
You know.
You know it is serious. I'm going to show this CD that's coming out very, very soon. Mark Mixx. Don't Want It. That's the new single. Yeah. It's gonna come out pretty soon. Oh, I wish I could play it on the air, but I can't. I can't.
I told you when I gave it to you.
I can't.
No, you can't.
Right. That's okay, because we're gonna have Mark Mixx back with us very soon, and we're gonna play that song for sure. And yeah.
If you like riding and chillaxing, you're gonna like.
Yes.
Don't Want It. I guarantee.
Yes.
Look, like my man said, I guarantee.
Right. Right. All right. Gosh, we talked a little bit, just briefly about your journey. What's different about Mark Mixx that started back in the 90s, the late 90s, to the Mark Mixx now?
Well, number one, I'm a grandfather. So
oh, really?
I can't be all out here.
Right.
You know, so yeah, Ziggy. You know, I named Ziggy Screw.
Okay.
After my grandson Ziggy.
Okay.
But I'm more business-fied. You know, I don't hang out much no more. I really don't, because it ain't no fun no more. You know.
Yeah.
I used to hang out, love to be out. You know, riding and all that. I don't do that much no more. You know. That's what's different. But I'm more focused on business. You know, I need that bag.
Right.
I need the fame.
Right.
I need the fame. I don't need
right.
that. I need that bag.
Right. And speaking of Ziggy, and I said I didn't even know that you were. I didn't know you were a grandfather. Yeah, I didn't know
Ziggy.
that.
That's right. Matter of fact, he was asleep when I left the house. He's visiting, this weekend.
Hey, Ziggy.
Where you meet? Ow.
Can I play a little bit of Ziggy's Groove?
Yeah, sure.
Can I play a little bit of that? This is going out to Ziggy out here sleeping and chillaxing. This is Ziggy Groove. This is by Mixx. Yes, 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 yes. Ziggy's Groove. Yeah.
What's number 42 on the charts?
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm not even going to be bother asking how that what inspired you to write Ziggy Groove because
I was working on the groove and he was over my house. I was working on the groove and he just wanted to get up in my lap and then he fell asleep and I was like, I'm gonna call this Ziggy's Groove.
Aww. Shout out to Ziggy. Wow. It must be exciting, you know. When I last talked to you, we were just coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
And I think one of my questions was, it's got to be a really great feeling to be able to get back on stage again and to perform, you know, with your fans and, you know, and it's this really, really good feeling. What is it like for you on stage when you're out there on stage getting ready to go out there and perform for your fans? It's still, that excitement still has to be there for you.
I just don't ever want to let the fans down.
Yeah.
Like in fact, when we did that song at Aretha Franklin last June, was it June? Yeah, last June, it went crazy, and that was my first time doing it. And that's a good feeling when the fans enjoy you. And shout out to the fans because it was pouring down, raining that day.
Yeah,
it was pouring down.
yeah.
Rain. So and they came out, man. It was packed, and I just don't never like to let them down. That's why I don't rush to put music out because I can just rush and just put stuff out. But I wanted the season, you know, marinate before it comes out. You know?
All right.
You know, I don't want people to feel like, you know, because your fans will say, "Oh, he fell off." And
right.
they're done with you. They
especially Detroit.
Oh man.
I think we the hardest critics out here.
The first thing, Mixx fell off.
Right. Yeah, we the hardest critics, and so if you can make it in Detroit playing down here and we don't say nothing,
right.
you good.
Right.
That's for sure. You're watching, for those of us just tuning in, you are watching the Artist Showcase with me, Tonya Michelle, as the host. We're live on streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Be sure that you click the like button, follow, share, and comment, and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I am going to go online here. I'm going to see if anybody has any comments. Why my cheeks are so red on here?
Why my cheeks so big?
My cheeks are so red on here. Let me see if I can have some comments. I see Corey Mack. Hi, Corey Mack. Thank you. He said, he's chilling. Thank you for tuning in, Corey. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Shout out to O'Shea over at PNC Bank over at Northwestern Highway. He is my bank rep, and I told him I was going to give him a shout out over the radio this evening. So shout out to O'Shea. If you need some banking needs, open an account, make sure you go see O'Shea. He's at PNC Bank over on Northwestern Highway and 12 Mile. Shout out to Dre Sean of Dre Sean Fashion over in Midtown. God, you got to check out his store. It is, I don't have his address in front of me right now. I meant to have it in front of me. But if you look, he's on Facebook, Dre Sean Fashion. Make sure you look him up. The hottest male and female clothing in there. If you're looking for something nice to wear to a concert that's coming up. If you're an artist, you want something different, be sure that you check out Dre Sean Fashion over in Midtown, right off of the Boulevard. Awesome. I'm going to play another song. This is another song that I like. Did we play Shining yet?
No, we didn't play Shining.
I'm getting ready to play Shining. That's another one. It's so many, Mark, that I like. So many. This is Shining from Mark Mixx, one of his other singles. This is from is this your fourth album?
My third album.
Third, okay.
And, matter of fact, I'm sorry, my fourth album. You're right.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm messing up,
It's called The Book of Mark, right?
Yep. The
okay.
Book of Mark. Yep.
So make sure that you go on and listen. He's going to give us his social media pages and where you can find his music. But for now, this is Shining off of his CD, Book of Mark. That's the jam. That was Shining. Mark Mixx featuring the Street Jazz Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. How did that, or what inspired you to do Shining?
Just in the zone. Start with that foundation, that hard track. And my bass player, Steve-O, I called him over, and he just went ham, played the bass, and the song just went from there. I always stack whatever I do. I make sure that foundation is first before I call any of the cartel over.
Okay.
And that foundation, that beat ain't moving me. Mm-hmm. They don't even get a call.
Right.
So yeah, that's how that came about.
Okay. All right. You mentioned that you have daughters.
3 daughters.
Twins. You got a set of twins.
Yep. My oldest is 27. My twins are 18.
Okay. Now, are they interested in following your footsteps?
No.
You said that real.
I knew where you was going. No.
You said that real quick.
No. I even tried to get them to model my shoes because I'm a shoe designer as well.
Oh, okay.
And so they just, this generation now is just different.
Yeah.
The generation with them and versus my oldest daughter who's 27,
Mm-hmm.
they total opposite.
So opposite, yeah.
18 and 27, those 9 years are total opposite.
Mm-hmm. So you have a shoe line.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, originally, shout out to my cousin Tiffany Lake, because she's been in the shoe world and in fashion world. So we was at a family gathering, and I asked her because I wanted to design kid shoes for my grandson, and kids his age, and she plugged me into what she the people she with, and but when I went to sign up and design, they said, well, you don't have an account with us. You have to, make a adult shoe first. So I came up with the Mixx shoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I have them on. I'm rocking them. The Mark handmade in Italy.
See.
Handmade in Italy.
Oh, see.
So yeah.
All right.
So I stepped in. I'm always gonna do something.
Yeah.
So I stepped into that world. So I got the Ziggy's Groove kid shoe out.
Okay.
And the Mixx official shoe out.
Okay. Ziggy gonna be making some money.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Starting them early. The guy his own LLC at 6 months. Got his own business. Oh wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I do remember seeing your shoes on Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna tag you in it next time.
Yeah. Tag me in it. Yeah. Gotta tag me in there. For those of you who are watching, thank you for watching the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tonya Michelle. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and all other social media platforms. Be sure that you click, like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest TV station in the world. What do you like most? You're a producer. You're also, a musician. Which one do you like best?
I like producing.
Yeah, why?
Maybe because I played music practically all my life. I mean, that's just in me,
Yeah.
But just creating, that's the fun part. And especially seeing the outcome of it.
Right.
I mean, from starting from scratch to then getting a shipment. That is to see the final product and hear the final product, being played on stations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the smile there.
Right.
So I tell artists once the work don't start till you get the product in hand.
Okay.
That's when the work starts.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the record together is the easy part on my end.
Right.
It's getting out working the records.
Oh, okay.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I hear this all the time, and I wanted to know if it was true. Is it more money in producing
and writing? I would say
than being
so.
artist?
Yeah, especially in today's time. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. 96 West. Do I have that?
That's my #1 downloaded song.
Man, 96 West. We got a story to tell after this song. This is another one of my favorites. Let's take a listen to 96 West. 96 West. I wish I could play that in full, because that's another little jam. You got a story behind what inspired you to do 96 West.
Yeah,
You gotta tell people the story.
I was on 96 West, coming home, and I was coming from the cigar bar downtown, and that groove hit me and just came in my head. Yeah. And I was on 96 West. I said, I'm gonna call this 96. That was yeah. That was it. So when I got home, like I said, I keep my equipment on, so I went downstairs and composed what was in my head.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Is that something you could just be driving somewhere and the songs just pop, the beats and the songs just pop up in your head?
And I got to get on it because I'll forget quick.
Okay. Yeah.
But now you got the smartphones. You can record your what you thinking or what you humming. So that's good too. I use that a lot now too.
Yeah. Then back in the day, if you was a rapper, you had to hurry up and catch your book and write the lyrics before you forget.
Right.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing how everything's changed. Technology changes.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the music industry too. Everything's changed. What advice would you give to the independent artists out there who are trying to get into this industry?
Do a lot of reading, on the business and stuff like that. First of all, you got to know what you want to do. Everybody say, I'm independent, but I know a lot of guys and a lot of people that say they're independent, but don't have their bases covered, nothing, and they just happy to be putting out. I'm not happy to just put out a record. I got to go back and make sure that paperwork is right.
Right.
So that's what I would recommend people do. That start reading and learning. Ask questions too. A lot of people don't ask questions.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question.
Right.
In a heartbeat. You can look at me like I'm stupid. I don't care. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Right.
Right. So, but yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask, especially in this industry, because it can be cutthroat. It's fun, but it can be cutthroat too. And if you don't know the business side of it, and do your research, it'll cut you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I make sure don't cut me. I ain't playing. I mean, but people will respect you when they know you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
They know I can't play no games with this person.
Right.
So.
Why do you think that some artists that are out here, they are scared to let the people who are trying to get into this industry? Why do you think they don't like to share information, or they don't like to share their journey, or they don't like to tell you a little bit about the industry?
I have no idea. Because when a person asks me a question, I tell them this is what you need to do. I can lay you out a format, but you're gonna have to go do your research.
Right.
I'm not just gonna give you somebody's number.
Right.
You got to, do because I don't want. If I was to give you a contact and you go in there and you mess my contact up, then we got problems.
Right.
So it's not. I've run into a lot of people that didn't tell me anything.
Okay.
You got to keep grinding. Okay, well, what is that? I know how to grind, but but that's why I say you got to do a lot of reading. Yeah. Do a lot of research and stuff like that.
But you'll think sometimes too they would like to share their experience, and you'll learn from that, what have they learned from the experience that they've gone through.
I tell people my experiences. I had to learn on the job to get to where I'm at now. Musically, I had to learn on the job. Because nobody wasn't really giving me nothing.
Right.
But I said I was not going to be like that. If I can help you, if I see you trying, I will help you.
Right.
If you just jacklegging, then why waste my time?
Right.
So,
Exactly. Gosh, we're almost out of time. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it moving. I want to play one more song. Running Up.
Euclid? Euclid.
Ooh, that's one of our streets over here in Detroit. What? Did they shut that exit off? I think. What's that exit on the lodge? Oh, no. Euclid. That's
like,
that's a main street.
Oakland.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's what that is. I'm thinking of another street that didn't shut that down because people are getting too many accidents coming over there. All right, this is running up Euclid. Yes. You got to tell us the inspiration behind that.
To be honest, just I would say, just laid the foundation down, and my man Steve-O, that's my bass player, and came over, and actually it was kind of funny because as he was playing the rhythm, the bottom of it, and I was just singing some crazy stuff, and we just laughed on that song. So that song was like more comical making, to me, and how I came up with the title just came off the top of my head.
Top of your head.
We gonna run up Euclid on this.
Right.
I said, what? I said, yeah, that's what we gonna call it.
Love it. What do you want to say to your fans out there?
I love my fans. People don't understand how much I love them, and that's why I don't rush to put out music because I care about them. Like I said, I don't want them. Mark Mixx fell off.
Right.
I don't want that. I want them to get good quality music.
Yeah.
And I want to give them all every time I put something out.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Being 100% independent, you can operate like that.
That's right.
Now, signing to somebody, you got that pressure on you. You know
right.
what I'm saying? I mean, they can say they don't, but you got to put the albums out.
Right.
So I like my stuff to cook a little slower.
All right.
I ain't in a rush.
Right. Make sure that all the spices and everything is on point.
Right, exactly.
For the fans. Where can they find yourself and your music on social media?
Social media, Mark Mixx featuring the Street Jazz Cartel. That's on Facebook. That's Mark Mixx featuring the Street Jazz Cartel. Twitter at Mark Mixx. Instagram at Mark Mixx. 2 X's, of course. My website is streetjazzcartel.com. That's streetjazzcartel.com.
Awesome. Mark, it has always been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming to the artist showcase. Love it. Thank you so much. This song is by Angel A. If you want to find out more about her, she does my intro song for the artist showcase.
It's the artist
showcase. Her name is Angel A.
Tonya
on Facebook. She is hot. And make sure that you pick up when it comes out. Mark Mixx. Don't want it. Yes, make sure you pick this up. It is coming out very, very soon. So make sure you follow him on social media to pick it up. Yes. And any performances that he has coming up, check the website.
Jazzcartel.com.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Tonya Michelle, and we'll see you next Friday.